Happy Tuesday to you. I got it right today. Today is Tuesday. You're watching John McEntyre Show live. I'm John McEntyre, and it's a nice overcast here today, so I'm a little chipper. Did I say that right? Chipper? Yeah. Um, Today is July 30th, 2024, and we are chugging along with this year. Um, be ready for August. It's coming up on us. So there we are. That was today's report on what day it is. We all know what day it is, and we all know what the weather is like. So hope you had a good time. We'll see you tomorrow. No, I'm just kidding. Um, we have a good show today. I'm just talking about some habits and basically what triggered it. But before we get into that, you know the routine. We're going to cover some wallet wins. Then we'll get into our topic for today, which is the top three habits to form for financial health and wellness. Uh, because we all know that's where financial health and wellness come from. It comes from habits. All right, so wallet win number one. We completed all of my kids' school shopping. Yep, that's a wallet win. That's an emotional win. That's a mental win, financial win, all the way around. Because I've heard a lot of stressful stories about. I don't know why she waited to the last minute. They say that she wanted those shoes, knowing that they're popular. Now they're on back order, and she's nervous that she may not get to wear them to school on the first day. And I'm like, did you not explain? Do they not understand that first day? It's like they sort of know, but the first day of school wasn't about school. It was the fashion show. It was. I might be absent for the next 3 days afterwards, but I'm going to be on the first day of school. I need everybody to see how fresh I am. How fresh and clean I am. That's the way we used to say it. So yeah, we've got we don't really have that problem with Bella. She's been prepared for her first day of school. Her outfit, she has like trying to choose between three that she's going to wear. So we don't have that problem here. I guess because she has two parents that really instilled in her the importance of being fresh and clean on the first day of school. So that was wallet win number one. Wallet win number two. My oven and stove finally died, and I actually had the money to buy a new one. Yeah, that is a wallet win. I bet that was another one of those emotional wallet wins, mentally and emotionally. Um, and that was actually a conversation I've had with people. They're talking about upgrading their home. They don't think about it, but the appliances really matter. Appliances are very important. That's actually one of the areas where I say, don't skimp. Don't skimp. If you're going to skimp on some things, you don't want to put cheap stuff in the house, as far as everything. But where you should really put serious money, the appliances, because you get the warranties, they just last longer, less problems, everything like that. So that was a good wallet win. Wallet win number three. Um, I was able to help a neighbor who had lost their job. I am so grateful to be blessed enough to help someone in need. Yeah, that is a wallet win. That's one of those holistic wallet wins. Mind, body, spirit, financial, everything. So it's always good. Um, I've always said that giving is one of the tops for financial success. Being giving. Um, and that is it's a biblical thing. You give, you receive, and bless those, you'll be blessed. um, that's for the theologians. So any theologians out there that want to give me the scriptures for that, I'll welcome them. So we have three good wallet wins there. Completed all of my kids school shopping. Oven and stove finally died, and I had the money to buy a new one. And I was able to help a neighbor who had lost their job. I am so grateful to be blessed enough to help someone. So, yes, three good wallet wins. And we welcome your wallet wins. Um, in the comments, share it, hashtag wallet win. could be the smallest. There's no wallet win too small. There's never too small of a wallet win. All wallet wins get you where you want to go. That's what it's built from. Those are the stepping stones to financial success there. Your wallet wins. Or if you have any questions or comments, put them in the chat. We'll address them as we go. And if you come in as soon as something hits you, you don't have to wait till the show come on. You can actually send it to us. Go to my Facebook or whatever, email, however you want to do it. You can share it, and we'll still share it during the show, because some people we get more wallet wins when we like end the show than we actually do during the show. It's like when we like end it, they start popping up in the chat, and and so if you rather than do that, just send it early, and then we'll just air it during the time of the show. So if that's what's happening. So we had the 3 wallet wins. Now today's show is about 3 habits formed for financial health and wellness, and the reason why it sort of crossed my mind. I had another topic in. I was just going to cover this particular segment. Some research I saw, but then I was like, okay, I'll combine it with the top 3 habits. And what it is, some research was done on the average 401k balances among older Americans, pretty much age 40 and up. For Americans age 40 and up, usually 20s and 30s, you're just getting started, so your balances aren't going to be that high anyway. But by the time you get into the 40s, you should have a good idea where you are with your, and they're doing all of this research. Well, age 40, well, let me say this first. United States adults believe they need roughly $1.5 million in savings to retire comfortably, because that's what they're going to basically pull from in their retirement. So $1.5 million. Average 40-year-old, average person in their 40s, they have a balance of $344,182, with a median balance of $151,274. The numbers was sort of skewed a little bit both ways, because you had a couple that were like extremely high, you had some that was doing extremely well that answered, and you had some that were not like not doing well at all. And so the numbers, so they had to really press the numbers to get here. So the average 40-year-old, their balance 344,182, median balance 151,274. 50-year-olds, the average balance was $558,740, with a median balance of $247,338. Average balance in 60s, $555,621, with a median balance of $209,382. In the 70s, the average balance was $417,379, the median balance of $103,219. So as you can see, the need of 1.5 million was not really met by the average American, who believed they needed $1.5 million. And that's to say there's a lot of work to be done. I sort of touched on it yesterday. Americans have slacked off on savings at an alarming rate, and it really needs to be, really crunk up, because, the old scare tactics of, that Social Security may not be around. It will be bankrupt in 2032. I remember a book written by one of the big financial gurus in 1998. They were saying that Social Security, Medicare would be bankrupt by 2005. It was almost 20 years ago. They were saying that everything's still cranking along. People are still receiving it. Social Security, the Medicare and everything is that, especially Medicare is actually kind of robust right now. But it isn't to say that that's what you want to depend on for your retirement. Social Security, Medicare, Medicaid. Um, that means you're basically going to do baseline living. So these 401ks, these other retirement accounts really have to be focused on and beefed up, and along with financial education and financial literacy, to know other strategies that could help fund retirement. And I'll actually be doing a show. I did a show like, oh man, it was almost 10 years ago. Did one about the seasons of life financially, and I ran across the slides last night, and I was like, it's definitely time for that show. It's time again to do that one. So look forward to we'll be doing that show pretty soon here. So now you see what the average balances are, median balance. For the people that are financially healthy and well, after working with them, after studying, talking to other advisors, is really the top three. Now there's more than three, but the top three habits, what I'm going to cover here, that would like help increase these numbers for you. So the top three habits. The first one is just pay yourself first. Uh, Most people, when they get their money, they think, I got to pay my bills, I got to pay this, I got to pay that, and then if they have anything left over, it goes into savings, or they might just spend the rest of that. Um, Whereas the financially healthy, the wealthy, especially the wealthy people, the extremely wealthy, pay themselves first. Even before they pay debts, they are paying themselves first. And what that does is, it's not that they don't pay their bills. It's not that. It's they pay themselves first, because if they're not healthy, they can't pay bills anyway. So they have their future to take care of, and what it does, it motivates them. They're actually motivated to increase what they have, so that they can pay their bills, and because they're not going to stop paying themselves. So they do what they have to do to make sure that they can pay those other bills. That's why they start businesses. Maybe sometimes another side hustle. It could be another business. Sometimes it may be a job or whatever, or they beef up dust off the resume, call their network, and change jobs or do whatever, anything to increase. And that's one of the habits that they also have, is increasing, constantly seeking to increase. They never, like, basically just stay where they are. They're constantly looking at ways of increasing their value and their income. That's just what they do, just so that they can pay themselves first. And they figure they pay themselves at least 10%, at least. Um, some of the wealthy people that I know that shared with me, it's like 25-30% they're saving. But their income is so high that saving that much, really, they're living, going into the second habit, they're living below their means, which is the second habit. What they make is so high that living below their means is no problem, because they're not like constantly consuming and buying, having to have everything, the latest this, the latest that. They're not into keeping up with the Joneses. And the second habit is they live below their means. So their life, let's get it right. They run their life, which is personal and business, whatever. They run it all through budgets. Everything is ran through a budget, and they're paying themselves at least 10%. Um, and they're living below their means. They're not into allowing their emotions to run them. They have themselves in check, and they're doing what they have to do. They're doing those daily wallet wins, basically. No matter how many zeros is behind it. Some it's only a couple of zeros. Others it's 5, 6, or 7 zeros, but they're still doing the same thing. It's the same thing. Um, it's just those basic habits. And number three, they minimize debt. They just, as much as possible, they use debt very sparingly. Personal, maybe their personal home. Some use it to buy some real estate. to invest in real estate, and then they get those paid off as quickly as possible. They let the rent pay those off. Um, it depends on what level of investing they're at. But I know people that they're only making $35,000 a year, and they have one property. They bought one property 20, 30 years ago, got it paid off, and it's that extra income. So, you know, they have a passive stream of income in place that now it's almost paid them double than what they paid for the place, and the place is increased in value. So they have their equity sitting there in the property, and it's throwing off cash flow. And those are, what they call cash flow investors. Uh, so it's not about the income, it's what they're doing with their income that's causing the wealth to happen, the financial success, the financial health and wellness to happen. Because studies have shown, and that's the reason why I put wellness in there. They're financially healthy and well, because people when they have those habits in place, things are under control and predictable for them. And predictable income that's covering all bases is healthy. It's healthy. It's stressful wondering from day to day to day to day how what you're going to do, how you're going to make it. That's very stressful on a person. Um, and we all know that the mental health industry are releasing report after report now, just showing how um, how bad it is on a person's mental well-being to be in financial stress on a constant basis. So, because it causes people, people do things that they normally wouldn't do when they're financially stressed. Um, I've seen some good people do some things that I never thought that they would do, and they was basically, I hit a rough patch, financially, and just out of necessity, I had to do it. It's the old what was the quote from what was his name, the gangster from Chicago. They asked him, why do you why did you go into a life of crime? He said, out of necessity. I needed money. you know and before studying, before he actually became a gangster, he was actually a very well respected accountant that had fallen on some bad rough times. Al Capone. I'm sorry, Al Capone. That was the one. Al Capone. Al Capone. He was an accountant at one time. Moved to Chicago. He needed to do something. Moved to Chicago with family that was on the other side, and there you go. One of the most notorious gangsters in history, out of necessity. Uh, so there you go. That's an extreme case, but we see people all the time. They you know, going into grocery stores, doing things that they never thought that they would do, never thought that they would resort to, to doing those types of things, but they do it out of necessity. But financially healthy and well people, they just don't do those because they have their habits in check. So those are the top three. Have plenty more. I will cover them some other time, but that's just what I wanted to cover today. The top three, habits of the financially healthy and well. So that being said, let's do the question of the day, and then we will be on our way. I'm just on the roll today. I even say that. Question of the day is: what financial habit do you struggle with the most? We all have them. We all have habits that we struggle with financially. I know I do. You know, um, mess around. Let me see: ice cream, sweets, uh, clothes, shoes, all this. I get weak. It's like kryptonite, and I have to work hard. It's like the Jekyll and Hyde thing. I'm good. I'm doing good, and I see something, and then I have to, go and pray, meditate, levitate, do all of that type of stuff to keep from, falling off the wagon. I'm a reformed, emotional shopper. I want still do to this day. I'm just more patient. Instant gratification. It was a lot of habits I had to put down. Instant gratification, and and that was like one of the easy ones. Just wanting things now whenever I wanted it. and not willing to wait, doing whatever needed to be done to get it. And I had to get those under control. So that was just a couple of my habits. I was loaded down with them. So that's just to say that we all have them. So that's the question of the day. What financial habit do you struggle with the most? All right. I hope you enjoyed the show. If you did, like it, share the love, spread the love, and tune in tomorrow for another episode of John McEntyre Show Live.